Together then this faithful servant and his beloved master set out, and Orlando and Adam travelled on, uncertain what course to pursue, till they came to the forest of Arden. And there they found themselves in the same distress for want of food that Ganymede and Elena had been. They wandered on, seeking some human habitation, till they were almost spent with hunger and fatigue. Adam at last said, "O my dear master, I die for want of food. I can go no further." He then laid himself down, thinking to make the place his grave, and bade his dear master farewell. Orlando, seeing him in this weak state, took his old servant up in his arms, and carried him under the shelter of some pleasant trees, and said to him, "Cheerly, old Adam, rest your weary limbs here awhile, and do not talk of dying." Orlando then searched about to find some food, and he happened to arrive at that part of the forest where the Duke was, and he and his friends were just going to eat their dinner, this royal Duke being seated on the grass, under no other canopy than the shady covert of some large trees. Orlando, whom hunger had made desperate, drew his sword, intending to take their meat by force, and said, "Forbear and eat no more, I must have your food." The Duke asked him if distress had made him so bold, or if he were a rude despiser of good manners. On this Orlando said he was dying with hunger, and then the Duke told him that he was welcome to sit down and eat with them. Orlando, hearing him speak so gently, put up his sword and blushed with shame at the rude manner in which he had demanded their food. "Pardon me, I pray you," said he. "I thought that all things had been savage here, and therefore I put on the countenance of stern command. But whatever you men are, that in this desert, under the shade of melancholy boughs, lose and neglect the creeping hours of time, if ever you have looked on better days, if ever you have been where bells have knolled to church, if you have ever sat at any good man's feast, if ever from your eyelids you have wiped a tear, and know what it is to pity or be pitied, may gentle speeches now move you to do me human courtesy." The Duke said, "True it is that we are men who have seen better days, and though we have now our habitation in this wild forest, we have lived in towns and cities, and have with holy bell been knolled to church, have sat at good men's feast, and from our eyes have wiped the drops which sacred pity has engendered. Therefore sit down and take of our refreshment as much as will minister to your wants." "There is an old poor man," answered Orlando, "who has limped after me many a weary step in pure love, oppressed at once with two sad infirmities, age and hunger. Till he be satisfied, I must not touch a bit." "Go find him out, and bring him hither," said the Duke. "We will forbear to eat till your return." Then Orlando went like a doe to find its fawn and give it food, and presently returned bringing Adam in his arms, and the Duke said, "Set down your venerable brother, you are both welcome." And they fed the old man and cheered his heart, and revived, and recovered his health and strength again.